I'm rolling with Big Dave. I'm sorry, I messed it up already.
We'll probably keep that too.
We're rolling on there, right?
Yeah, we're recording
Okay,
all around.
all right. This is the Buffalo Experience podcast. I'm rolling with Big Dave.
I'm Moteeks.
And I'm Giovanni Centurione, owner of Trend Up.
One time for Trend Up, you know, man. You know what it is. Shout out Gio. Delight. Let me see what you got. Profound mind under dress while it's all up on my top. Aesthetic side. Cruising with the beauty Earth gave me. Trend Up is the Allen shop. The paradise on rocks. We fair play in the world. Energy is life in the herd. Letting love in the mural. Giovanni sways with the words. 95 Allen, where it's happening. Preaching about the curing of the sadness. That's where we at. Forever being casted without packaging. I'ma give commercial from my alien.
Trend up, trend up. Walking through the doors of Trend Up with my head up. They got what you need, from clothes to a space for a mic in the hand of each. I can be on the right side of me. Got the sweaters and the t-shirts.
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. You're a big staple in this city. I know a lot of people that come here, that you do events here a lot. I know that. So it's exciting to have you on.
Oh, thank you. It's fun being here.
Yeah, not just that, but like it's kind of cool just even being in here. Like I mentioned before we started shooting, this place is a vibe. Like if you ever get the chance, come here. I highly suggest it. It is a vibe. You come here, it's like it's kind of hard to describe. It's a vibe. It's literally like the best description I can come up with, really, because it's you get so many different things that are not your average products. You go to like a regular clothing store, you're not going to find anything like what he has here.
That's a whole concept, actually.
It's
That's why I opened the store.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
That's a vibe I want to bring anyways, because I'm from Buffalo originally, but I used to live in New York City for 12 years.
Okay.
And when I came back to Buffalo in 2010, I couldn't shop here.
Yeah.
Like Elmwood was all female stores, Galleria, just like the same stores you get anywhere. But then it had that cool like Soho and downtown Brooklyn vibe anywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
So I kept going back to the city and go shopping.
Now that you say that, it actually makes like a ton of sense now.
Yep. That's why I try to have a little taste of Buffalo and New York City.
Okay, yeah.
Thrown in here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like even designers, we got mostly like New York, LA designers and some local ones too, kind of thrown in.
Oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was kind of wondering. I'm like, how did you base it? Because like it's a very like you can have different styles and come here because he's got a good selection. But like it is a very interesting style. You know what I mean? It's very hip. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm
like
not
the regular stuff. Like everybody else wears.
All this stuff is really like
It's
really very like intricate and like so different than what you see everywhere else. I mean, it really is like if you really care about your trends and about your clothing and you want to stand out, this is a place to go.
That's a good way to put it. That's exactly how I would put it.
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I wanted to bring too.
Yeah, well, you hit it. You definitely.
Thank you.
You definitely did it. That's for sure.
Appreciate that.
Well,
Thank you.
I was literally gonna say too, because like me and him we're not very, very fashionable.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I am not.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to admit it. I am not into
one's judging you here.
fashion. I'm not like I literally. This is probably going to be embarrassing to like, it's probably going to be embarrassing for me, but I'll just say it. I literally like my extent of like fashion is like my ex used to dress me. Like she was the one that gave me fashion, literally, because I did construction for like 20 years. So I got used to wearing freaking, beat up clothes and torn and all that. And then I kind of stopped caring about it. And then I got to a point where I kind of care more about it now. And now I really like appreciate this store. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you.
It is, it's very high quality stuff here.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely a notch above.
We're going to find you something today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hell yeah.
And so actually that's it. I got a good question now too.
Sure.
Do you help people that like, say he comes in, right, and he's like, I don't know where to start. Will you kind of help him with like what would help work with like his size? Because obviously he's 6'7". So
yeah,
definitely.
That's the big thing is the height.
Yep.
and then everything else. So you'll help all the way from the ground up with
I will.
what they
and
might
have.
want.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Actually, that's how I started too. Before I opened a store, I started Trend Up. The name Trend Up was around for 2 years before I actually physically opened a store, and I was a stylist.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That
I
makes
used to dress up models for like Buffalo Rising for model shoots and stuff. Help out with fashion shows.
Can I,
So when I was ready
okay.
to open a store, I already had that clientele.
So can you help my friend here be a model?
Yes.
Oh,
one day?
I need
Yes.
that. Yeah, I need the help.
Come on,
Let's do it.
Let's
be
dress
fun.
him up.
Let's be fun.
That would be awesome. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
You go in looking like that, and you come out just like fly as
Whole
hell.
new guy.
Like,
Yes.
he's got a flat brim hat on. He's
I'm
got
down to get fly, man.
Yes, we can do that. Yes.
You catch
comes out with a bag on his shoulder. Like,
what's that?
"Oh, dude."
What's
Yep.
that old saying? You catch more flies being, or you catch more honeys being fly.
Yep. Yep. Totally. We can do that.
Hell yeah.
That's
yeah.
amazing, man.
So that actually kind of answers and kind of gets into my next question, which was like, how did you end up owning like the store? Like, you said you spent a lot of time in New York City and you
Yep.
did like the designing. So what was like the big push that kind of like pushed you to open your own store? It's a big step.
It was. It was very scary too. I can't believe my phone's going off right. Is that you?
That's his phone. Yeah.
Same ringtone.
He either the phone either rings or he drops his phone every
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
It's little things like that we
Ah.
kind of keep in because it's authentic, man.
I know it's real. I thought it was my
Someone's
phone at
calling
first.
me now. Was it someone that we know mutually?
No, it's my brother.
Okay, because my phone's ringing now, and
Don't they know?
jeez, we're popular. I
He's
guess.
probably asking me like,
thought it was
"Hey,
me.
when are we going to the Dingus Day parade?"
Oh,
It
in
is
case you
Dingus
guys,
Day.
yeah, in case
Yep.
you guys probably aren't going to see this on Dingus Day, obviously, because we're shooting it beforehand. But today is Dingus Day in Buffalo. If you're Polish,
Yep.
go out to Buffalo. They're doing it up today. So
Yep.
do you want to let your customers in? So they, do you mind if we could ask them if they want to be on camera while we're recording? But it's up to you. It's your
I don't know
store.
how much time you have.
What?
I don't know how much time you have because I can go on all day.
We'll figure we'll probably wrap it up in like an hour. But if you want people to walk around and be like, hey, you could be, just so you know you're going to be on camera for a podcast, it would look good for the episode too. It's up to you though. I just don't want you to lose business while we're here.
Oh, we'll
you
see.
know?
We'll see.
Okay, if you need, seriously, I don't mind as long as you don't mind and the customers don't mind.
Okay.
They could just say that they agree to be on camera. And
Okay.
We
Okay.
already got customers walking up, and it's supposed to be a slow day. So
I know, but there's a sign that
that's-
says filming in progress.
Yeah.
So,
But we got some people that, you've already had customers walking up. It's a Monday. So
yep.
people know this store, man.
They'll
which
come
is
back.
amazing.
They'll be back.
Good. No, that's what's important. We want you to hopefully gain clientele just from people seeing it on the podcast. That's the main goal.
Oh,
Get people to
definitely.
come here, check it out.
Definitely,
And let him find your fit, man. Seriously. He'll
I
help you out, man.
I might end up doing that today.
Oh,
do
well,
that.
I was
Take a stay
talking about everyone, but Dave too.
Yes.
Oh, I personally, I need that help. I need it.
We
Yeah.
can do that.
I would be the first to admit it. I'm terrible with that stuff. I don't have the eye for it. I literally just recently I started matching my clothes. I tell you something.
Okay. You're getting
So,
there.
I'm getting there. I'm getting
Yeah.
there. Moving in the right direction.
Mhm.
I always make sure they're clean, but
Mm-hmm. Don't be too matchy. That's
sometimes
not.
I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
okay.
You do
See,
want to mix
that's-
and match.
That's like the finer things of it, because sometimes I'm simple when it comes to that stuff, man. Blue shirt, blue pants. Okay, I match. Look, all right,
Yeah.
cool.
Whatever you're comfortable in.
But
really.
then this, you'd probably would be able to match certain shades of this with certain shades of that, and then maybe I'm just guessing, but
Yep.
a lot of the clothes are very intense with all the different colors and designs. So
you can also pair it up
certain
with other
stuff,
too.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even know where to start with that. You know
Like
what
you're
I
so
mean?
tall, you would rock these cargo pants because they're so long. They don't look long on a hanger, but when someone wears them,
Yeah.
Like I tried these ones on, and I had to roll them up like that much,
Really? Wow.
and they
Okay.
don't look that long until you put them on.
Yeah.
But you would rock them.
Oh
Like
yeah,
normal
for
way.
sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you would look crazy coming out of here. Let him. You said your name's Giovanni.
Yep.
Let Giovanni get your style, dude. Even if you just grab an outfit and give you an idea of okay, this is a good start.
Yep.
Yeah.
You never know. And I know you're pretty fairly priced too. I talked to you about it the last time I was here.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend $500 on an outfit. You can get probably a decent outfit
For like 200 on
Yeah.
average. Yep.
Yeah, and that's you're talking a high quality outfit too, high quality shirt, high quality hoodie, or I see some of your crew necks and stuff.
Yep.
You know, obviously you want to take a bag home with you. That's always going to raise the price up. You know.
Yeah.
He's got a really nice. He's got a really nice leather bag over there. I'm not sure what kind of bag it is, but it definitely looks like that's some baller type shit.
It's
right
definitely
there.
good quality.
Hell yeah.
Actually, the designer of that is originally from Buffalo.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Tony Dennis.
No
Tony,
shit.
you said Tony Dennis.
Tony Dennis.
Shout out Tony Dennis, guys.
So is that like? Is it like a big? Like it's got to be like a small kind of community, like in Buffalo, isn't it? Right?
It's definitely growing.
Yeah.
I know Buff State. Thank God they have like the fashion school now at Buff
Oh,
State.
okay.
That helps, and UB now too.
Okay. I
Now
had
there's more
no
fashion
clue.
shows like every weekend.
Wow.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
like last night or no, this past weekend was UB their first or second time in a row. Blueprint.
Oh, okay.
I was under the weather, so I couldn't make it, but it looked great on the pictures and stuff.
Yes.
Next weekend is Buffalo State's 18th annual runway.
Oh,
So I'll be there for
okay.
that.
Okay, so do you
So-
get involved in any of those events, like specifically, or
As much as I can.
Yeah.
Like runway, my intern Preston, he's a coordinator for runway, so he interns here. And
okay.
so I'm definitely a sponsor for that. So I'll be there
oh,
helping
that's
out.
so cool.
Oh.
Yep,
Wow.
so that's always cool.
Wow, that's huge.
Yep.
That's huge for you to be so heavily involved in it too.
Oh yeah,
That's amazing.
Love
Because
fashion.
that you know, it needs to be like that for you. You know, you have expertise in this industry, and like you said, you have a good foot in the door. Like Buffalo, everyone knows Trend Up. It's a small store, but everybody knows who you are.
I literally.
Everyone knows this store.
Yeah, that's the
Try.
one thing I was gonna say is like I've never been here before, but I've heard of this store
Oh, yeah?
for like years. Yeah.
Oh.
So that kind of leads me to the next question: is like, how long have you actually owned the store, like run the store?
We've been in business since 2016.
Since
Yeah,
2016.
just celebrate 9 years this month.
Wow.
No, in March. I forget what month this is.
Oh,
Congratulations.
oh, so
That's
you
fun.
already you surpassed 9 years.
Yep.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah,
I haven't been
that's
in this
awesome.
location though.
Okay.
This
where
location-
were you before?
This location since March 2021.
Okay.
Previously, where I was at 85 Allen, we shared space with Miss Eye Candy for 3
Oh, okay,
years. So
okay.
she's still there. And my very first store was in the Market Arcade downtown for the first 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So I started out small on purpose. I only had 2 racks and a table.
I was gonna say that must have been a small because there's hardly ever anybody that.
That's
even-
why we had
yeah.
to move out. Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
cool building, but no one knew about it.
Right. Yeah. That's
then-
the thing is like people don't- like you have to be from Buffalo and like even like me personally, I went to school downtown,
hmm
so I had no clue on a lot of the stuff that we have downtown because it's not really like promoted, and
Yeah.
I think it's kind of lacking. Honestly, like what we do is like a good platform that promotes all these things because they actually have a lot of really cool stuff downtown.
They do.
There's a whole mall downtown that most people don't even know exists. And there's a ton of stores in there. And they're all cool stores, but you know, it's not enough traffic, not enough people know
which
about
mall?
it. It's
My main place.
main place.
They closed.
Oh, they did?
They're gone.
See, that's how terrible they're promoted. I didn't even know they closed.
I think like a year or two ago.
oh
Really?
wow.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
remember I used to go there because so my high school was actually like in an office building like 2 blocks away from there.
Ah,
So, you know, we would get out early and go walk through the mall and cause trouble, and you know,
you were the
and
bad kids fighting after school?
that wasn't me. That definitely wasn't me, but I definitely knew some of those kids.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I remember because my cousin and I were from Tonawanda. We used to live in Tonawanda at the time, but I
Okay.
remember those days and they had a curfew at the mall.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Yeah.
come in down an adult like before 3 or 4 o'clock.
If you came in and you looked under 21, you're getting followed.
Yep. hmm
And that's the funny thing is like I don't even like as kids we were going in there we're freaking idiots. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because there's barely anybody in there. You're
Nothing
getting
there.
followed for sure. You know, you stick
Oh, yeah.
out
Look
like a
at blank
sore thumb.
walls now,
Yeah.
or before it closed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy that they closed. I think I've only been in there one time
Yeah.
because I didn't really spend a lot of time downtown like he did when I was younger. You know, I lived all around like in the suburbs, and I was born in Riverside. So everywhere I lived was on the outside of the city. So
Ah.
as an adult, I go into the city a lot more now, you know.
Yep.
So it must have been interesting being a kid and be able to explore downtown though.
It was.
You know?
It's like it was like bittersweet because it was awesome because you know what I mean. You figure like you get out of high school right in the middle of the day and you go walk around. Where are you gonna go?
I had to drive 3 miles to get home.
Right.
I lived in Alma.
So
So
That's way out there.
yeah, there
we
was
would-
cornfields next to the school.
Yeah. And
Bring your
we
tractor
would,
to school day. Like that's
and
how,
we would
yeah.
get out of school and there'd be so much going on around. You know what I mean? People would just walk wherever. You walk 2 miles in one direction, you run into hundreds of different stores.
Yeah.
So you can get into all different types of stuff, really.
Yeah.
So it is very different. It's like bittersweet. I'm glad I went through it. You know, it is a different perspective than a lot of people get, you know. I'm very proud of having grown up in Buffalo and experienced all that. And
Yeah.
it's almost like I've never been to New York City, but I imagine
Never
kind of
been?
like what New York City would be. Yeah. No, I've never
Oh, New
been.
York's way busier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot more.
How was it living in New York City? How long
It was
did you
fun.
live there?
I was there from 98 to 2010.
Oh wow.
So I got to see it transform. I missed the old New York, by the way,
Okay.
when I first got there. It was more fun back then.
So I have a question. Everybody that I've ever talked to that lived in New York City says that. So
Yep.
what about like the old New York do you miss? Like what is
Oh,
it
my-
that's
It was like the
gone?
real old, families that lived there, the old accents. You missed the mom and pop shops before
yeah,
Times Square
yeah.
became like everywhere else in New York. Like
Yeah.
now you go, there's Starbucks and H&M and Gap every corner.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring. Defeats like the whole purpose of different neighborhoods being distinct.
Right, yeah.
You know?
And that's like I say again, I've never been there, but like I've heard with a lot of New York City, it's a lot of small stores. So it's like
Yeah. A lot of the
It's-
old small stores, like I couldn't survive in New York. But
Yeah.
the rents out there, they're outrageous.
yeah,
That's kind of why I want to stay in Buffalo and do this here.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
everybody's like, oh, why do you move to New York? I'm like, because I'll be paying like $20,000 for a space like this somewhere in Manhattan.
And that's probably like a cheap. That's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Wow.
even just renting an apartment in New York, I couldn't
It's
even
like
imagine.
average
So then you
$3,000
gotta-
now.
You got to try and buy a house on the outside, right? Like Long Island or something.
Or Jersey.
Or Jersey. Yeah,
Yep.
Jersey I heard is definitely way cheaper, but
Yep.
then you got to travel into the city and then you're paying that high rent for a store.
Yep.
It's almost like
Not really worth it.
you just find a job and hopefully they pay you enough. But I heard
Yeah.
it's very difficult,
Yep.
I couldn't imagine. I love going there to travel though. Check it out for
I know people
4
that
days and
Oh
then
yeah, I
go
still
home.
do that.
You
Yeah.
know?
I
Yeah,
know-
that's always fun.
I know
Yeah.
people that literally live 3 hours outside of New York City in order to just have a place that they can get to. They
Oh, yeah.
spend 6 hours driving every day.
Yep.
I'm like, that's crazy.
I have a friend when I lived in the city. She lived in Midwood, way up on the Heights in that area of Manhattan.
Okay.
Taught in the Bronx and loved it. And now she has to live somewhere in Jersey and transport like 2 hours a day back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because the cost of living got so high
Yeah.
within like 20 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mhm.
So when you lived there during 9/11, didn't you?
Yep, but I was actually in Buffalo that
Really?
day.
That day?
Yep,
Wow.
yep, I remember that. That's like a movie stuck in my head. I still remember that day.
I could imagine. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, where did you live in New York City?
At that time, Jersey City. And you know what's scary? I used to work at Starbucks along the Hudson River, and we faced the Twin Towers. So all day
wow.
long, I'm picturing my coworkers and even customers that we had to work there, what's going on that day.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yep,
That
So
must-
you would have probably been working that
probably
day
would have. Yep.
and would have seen it. And
Or if it was my day off, I probably would have been down there because I usually hung out in like Chinatown, which is not that far from there.
isn't it crazy that you were in Buffalo that day?
Yep.
Were you in Buffalo for like a week or was it a couple days? Or
About a week.
wow.
Yeah, my parents were like, "Oh my God, thank God you're here."
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't get a hold of people that I knew out there for a day or two. That was scary.
wow.
Yep.
So you had no clue what was going on
Nope.
until, like you said, a couple days later. I mean,
Yeah.
you see everything on the news, and the news is terrible.
Yeah.
You're just freaking out because you literally have no clue what's actually going on from the people that you know that live there.
I was downtown that day, and all I heard was radio, no TV. I didn't get in front of a TV until like maybe 3:00 that day, and then that was at my mom's friend's office over on Elmwood and North. So
Okay.
she was
Oh,
going to
okay.
drive me back home to Tonawanda, and that was the first time I saw the towers falling.
Wow.
And it broke down right there.
You realize that's when you
Jeez.
realize how bad it really was.
Yep.
Which you heard, you heard about it, like you said. But
Everyone downtown had radios on. Chippewa Street, they had the TV on, but in the morning, I was down there like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and I remember they said the Statue of Liberty is the only thing visible right now. So I remember that, seeing it where Crocodile Bar was, next to Jim's Steakout. over on Chippewa near Delaware.
I know where the gyms is.
Yeah,
but
next door at that time, I think it was Crocodile Bar back in those days.
Oh, okay.
And they're not normally open. It was a bar, so they
Yeah.
were open early with the TV on, big screen facing the sidewalk, and then downtown construction
when that
workers.
happened, I was in kindergarten when that happened.
I was 20. Thank you.
Oh, jeez, are you serious?
Yes, I'm 43, by the way.
I had no clue.
Yes, I hide it well.
But also, I mean, we're 30. Me and him are 30.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think we're starting to realize that like 40 is really not that old. Like
It's not.
It's
No.
not. But when
No.
you're in your 20s and someone's 40, you're like, damn, you're like double my age.
I
But
know.
You're not that far off from our age if you really think about it. But
No.
Listen, my grandmother's in her 80s and she's not that old. You know what I
See?
mean? She's still doing shit. She
Yeah,
gets
she
up
should.
and- yeah. Which honestly, shout out to my grandma Carol. It's honestly kind of surprising all the stuff she's been through that she still does, get up and has the energy and the capability to do all that stuff,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
And shout out to all the firefighters, that were affected on September 11th,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seriously. That's a crazy thing to live through as an adult. When we were kids, dude, I to this day, I remember just like not knowing what was happening.
It's
I
literally
had no clue what was happening. They just evacuated the schools. My mom picked me up, and I still didn't understand what was happening.
They're probably trying to hide it from you, too.
Yeah,
You're so young.
we were so young. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
first grade, kindergarten. I mean, we were like, yeah, it happened in 2001. I was 6 years old.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I was probably in like first grade or something. So
Yep.
it was, yeah, it's crazy. And then you look back on it, like realize how serious it was, and
yeah.
Yep. Because it wasn't
Like
just Twin Towers. Remember, it was also Pentagon. There was a plane in Pennsylvania. And then there was rumors that Empire State Building's next and the White House. And for days, there was like they had to shut everything down, which is also scary. And then
Right, and then
Months
and then
and
you
years
hear,
later.
yeah, and then you hear in DC they had something happen, and
Yep.
I just remember that day, just every hour or two you get like an update. And,
Yep.
you
And
know,
it went
it's-
for months, even years after that. It was
Yeah.
scary. Like I remember the first time going. Actually, I stayed in Buffalo after 9/11. I was scared.
Okay,
And I'm getting a job at the Galleria Mall for a while. And my coworkers and I went to use this Paint the Town promo New York City had because nobody wanted to go to New York. And it was like $80 per person. You can stay in a nice hotel midtown.
okay, yeah,
And it included like a Broadway show, free meals, museums for $80 because that's how desperate they were to get people down there.
wow,
And we flew. I didn't want to fly. I was still afraid to fly after that.
yeah,
But we did it. And yeah, and it just wasn't the same vibe.
yeah, I bet.
Yep.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
how much has flying changed ever since then? That's gotta be
I feel like it's the
crazy.
same plane because I took the plane 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was JetBlue. I feel like it was the same exact plane from 20 years ago.
It
That's the
might
last time
be,
I flew.
honestly, because there's only so many planes out there. Like
Yeah.
big commercial planes, there's only so many.
I remember them being nicer back then. I don't know why. I don't know.
I just, not to bring in, any politics or news or anything, but like I just recently seen that like a certain country stopped taking delivery of 6 Boeing planes, and it literally just like affected the market. Like
Yep.
the delivery of 6 planes not coming in affected the market by a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like way more than you would think.
Yep.
I think it was like they said like their market price dropped by like 40% or something like that, 20%, something like that. It was a pretty big jump.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Even
So-
now, with planes falling down all the time and
Yeah.
countries don't want to come here. So,
I don't know what's going on with that recently. Like
Dude.
for the longest time they said flying in a plane was like the safest way you could travel. And for the longest time it was, and then
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I don't know.
yep.
Yeah. That's why we try not to get too into the
Yeah,
politics
we
because
gotta
Yeah,
get
thank
back
you.
into facts
because
here.
honestly, like if I have to be real, just to wrap it up and summarize it, I don't believe half the shit they tell us. But
Yeah, neither
we don't
do
want to
I.
get into it because unfortunately, family members people have lost family members, they've lost friends, so it doesn't really matter. Regardless, people died and people are dying. So even if it is bullshit or it's real, it just sucks no matter what. You know? So at the end of the day, I don't really believe a lot of the stuff the government tells us, but there's nothing I can do to change it other than just be, hopeful that it doesn't keep happening. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna get back to what we were talking about before we got a little sidetracked.
Oh, yeah.
So we learned that you spent some time in New York City and that you were a stylist before opening the store,
Hmm.
and that kind of led you into where you are now. But I guess I was kind of wondering, like, what are your like inspirations when it comes to fashion and like even just like opening a business like this, because it's a lot and a lot of very interesting choices. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like an H&M, you know what I mean? It's not like opening a store like that. You
Yeah.
open one of those stores, they tell you how they want the store to be set up, and you buy $50,000 of stock, and then you sell it.
Yeah.
Whereas you kind of probably curate, I would imagine, everything you sell.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so
that makes it more fun.
yeah, okay.
Yep.
So what are your inspirations? Like what is I guess we'll say like a designer, or like somebody that you see and you're like, okay, I like that style, I want to do something inspired by that, or like what's your inspirations for what you do?
Well, everything like TV shows that come out now, I like to see like what everyone's wearing.
Okay, yeah.
Like the All American show, that's really cool. Everyone's wearing like fly outfits and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So I try like get something similar, or if better yet, if I can find that designer, that's always a plus.
Yeah, okay.
I do have a lot of lookbooks, like designers send me all the time,
Okay.
like new ones and ones I've been working with for a couple years.
Yeah.
So I like to see what their trends are, and also social media, like
Yeah.
influencers, what they're rocking.
Yeah, because I noticed you had like a lot of what is his name? ASAP Rocky, which is huge.
Oh,
like
yeah.
him and his wife now, Rihanna, are both huge in the fashion industry.
Definitely good
So, like,
influencers. Yep.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I mean, we've established I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to fashion, but I do.
You're doing
I
good.
have seen ASAP Rocky, and I know he's always doing stuff that's like ahead of everybody else. It seems like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um,
It's like a mixture of him, the influencers on IG, even what customers are asking for,
okay.
that kind of thing too.
Okay.
So, always listening.
So, like, if I came in here and I was a regular customer and I said I like, such and such designer, I like that style, you could probably get me some articles by
Yeah.
them, and
I'll look into it, see if it fits the
the vibe and all
vibe
that.
in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it does, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's cool. All
Yeah.
right. I
Always
didn't know
open to that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah, it is.
that's
Because there's so many designers out there, like I might not have heard of or wasn't thinking of it. So
right.
I'm always open to that.
And not to mention, like, you see certain designers, they kind of like go in and out of a certain style. You know what I mean? They're kind of in
Yep.
their own lane, and like some certain things they make might fit your vibe, and certain things are like way off.
Yep, that's happened before. I've carried a designer when I first opened, loved it, and then the next year it was like a totally different vibe. It was like punk rock, and I was like, it's not really the vibe. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's totally different.
And then there's some designers that are popular for a while, and then it's really not. So I stopped carrying them too.
Okay.
Right.
That's happened.
So what designer? I don't, like we said, we don't know much about it.
Yeah.
I can tell you. You could tell me 10 names and I wouldn't know a single one. But who is your favorite designer, and who have you carried the longest in the store? If you had to,
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yikes! I think the longest would be Tote and Carry.
Tote
okay.
and Carry?
Carrying
Tote
them
and Carry.
since
That was a
2017.
Buffalo designer, right?
Yeah, he's originally from Buffalo, but
Okay.
oh,
it's funny when they call me because I was actually looking for bags at the time because my customers were looking for them too.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like found me. They called me up and asked if I can look at their stuff. And I was like, sure. And I asked them, like, does anybody else in Buffalo carry their designer? They thought I was in New York City because my area code's still 347. Never changed it. They're like, wait a minute, you're in Buffalo. We thought you were in the city.
Oh,
I'm like, no, I'm here. I was like, well, that's even better because the designer, Tony, he's a Buffalo native.
wow,
I was like, oh, even better. I definitely want to carry you now.
that's amazing.
So it's been a hit ever since. We're the only store in Buffalo to carry it. We're exclusive.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
awesome.
So that's like the longest one.
Okay.
My second longest designer will be EPTM from LA. That's mostly all these pants are from that brand.
okay.
They just have a good contemporary. It's not overbearing with their label, and they're always ahead of the trends too.
That's
So we've been rocking
super
them
cool.
for about 5 or 6 years.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's what's popular. Like you
Yeah.
carry something from a designer and it's constantly selling, and your customers are loving it.
Yeah.
You're gonna
always-
carry it. You
Yeah.
know, because you have to make money at the end of the day, but you also want to keep your trends up, right?
Yep, definitely. And they switched their design, so that always helps too. It's not
Right.
the same old,
Yeah.
same old.
Nice.
See, here's the
Yeah.
one thing that always like kind of stuck out for me is like, are there like super strict rules that you always follow when it comes to like like picking a style or like what you like, because like we'll go back to like ASAP Rocky. I like his music, so I listen to him
Same.
and I watch his
Love
stuff.
A$AP.
And
Me too.
and like I said, he's always been kind of like ahead of the curve. He's the only dude I've ever known to literally wear like a purse and then made it kind of like a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
pull it
and
off,
then,
too.
and that's So
Mhm.
like that's kind of interesting. Like
I don't know.
I'm kind of saying
It's
like,
a tough
what-
topic for us.
Yeah.
I could be
Yeah.
honest.
Like rules, my only rule is that I don't know, it's gotta be good quality.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's gotta be something that would fit in. Not too gaudy or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You know what we should do too? When we get closer to the end of the episode, if you wanna, you could show us some stuff if you want. You know.
Oh,
Just-
sure.
We could show the camera some stuff that you have in stock, especially from the ones that you sell the most of. Like maybe you could show the bag, or I seen that Tupac shirt. That is sweet.
Oh yeah.
That is
Actually,
Because of a
sweet.
connection with that too.
Actually,
Really?
right now, if you want to talk about it, we'll throw some stuff up on camera and we can kind of talk about whatever you any kind of interesting pieces you have here that you want to
Yeah.
maybe tell the audience
Should I
about.
grab it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure, man.
Ah.
For sure. You could just shut the mic down.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this one. Get the mic. So remember Buffalo Kids
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the
of
mall?
course.
So this is one of their designers, Isaac Paleo,
Okay.
with the third eye.
I actually
So-
noticed that when I walked in here. It's a
Mhm.
very interesting, like it's like a throwback style, but it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a promo shirt, so it's actually like a sample.
Okay.
So by summertime, we'll be carrying most of his stuff here too.
Oh,
Cool.
nice.
Little plug there. So yeah, look out for
That
these
is
coming
so
up soon.
cool.
Yep,
That's
Nice.
really
different
cool.
artists and stuff.
So
Oh,
you're gonna
yeah.
be? Are you gonna be selling actual Buffalo Kids merch here now
I
Or-
don't know if it's gonna be Buffalo Kids, but it's gonna be from Isaac Paleo.
from the designer?
Yep.
Nice.
So it was connected with Griselda.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. We might.
Cool.
Never know.
I'm trying to get
Could-
some Buffalo Kids in here.
Yeah, I don't see why not. You know,
I know.
because it is. They are. West Side Gun's very fashionable too. The way he. I
Yes.
mean, that's literally what he's like a fashion rapper. Like he talks about it all the time.
He
Yep.
actually, I was watching a documentary about it. He actually got accepted into college before he dropped like his first big album. He actually was going to go to school for fashion design.
No.
So he's
That
like
makes sense.
legit, like very deep into it,
Yeah.
more than most people would probably realize.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
He's like, was planning on going to school. I think they said he had like a scholarship to do
Mm.
fashion.
That's super cool.
Which I would imagine you got to be very, very in tune with a lot of things in order to even be offered something like that.
Oh yeah, definitely believe that.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Is there anything else that you want to show us while you're? I mean, while you're up, you know.
Show these.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on.
No, you're good. Let's see some stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
He's got some records up on. I seen the Tyler the Creator album right there.
Point out this designer.
I know I seen an ASAP Rocky album up at
right
one
up
point.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, dude, that's the best album right there. That I was actually gonna say we should play some of that one before we leave.
Oh, it's
Play-
sealed. You can't.
Well, no. Play some of that
Oh, okay.
album, not the
Ah.
actual.
Yeah.
Well,
He's like, listen, buddy,
You
if
gotta
you
find
want to
it.
pay for it, then go for it.
we're not gonna open it. I'm just saying. I
Yeah.
want to hear Goldie.
Yes. I want to shout out this designer. He's a new one. This is the brand Voice of Reason.
Okay.
I met him at UB when I did a panel there. Like something on there, but yeah, he did a pop-up shop here last week. It was
Okay.
his very first pop-up, and the way he promoted it, I thought he has done this like a million times.
Really?
It's really good quality. Looks like 2-in-1. Oh, got
Oh,
tangled
wow.
up there. Yep.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, touch it.
Look at that.
Looks like 2-in-1.
Hmm.
So he also does T-shirts, which I'm trying to get for the summertime. It's really good quality graphic tees.
Wow, that's really nice.
So yep,
Super soft.
Yeah,
yep.
that's cool.
So
Voice of Reason, huh?
yep.
Okay.
Check it out. He just
Oh, and the pants to go with it.
He was just featured in
Wow.
Blueprint last night or this weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, good quality.
Oh yeah.
And we're also the first store in Buffalo to carry his design.
Wow.
Really?
hmm
Okay.
Yep.
That's incredible.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
Wow.
it's one of the local
We'll have
ones.
to we'll have to make sure we tag some of these designers too.
Yep,
You know,
definitely.
maybe we'll just have to make sure we're, tagging the correct people and stuff. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm assuming he has like an Instagram.
Yep.
Is it called Voice of Reason?
Voice of Reason. Yep.
Voice of Reason. Okay, we'll make sure
Yep.
to tag him because And obviously,
needs- yeah.
exclusively, you can get it here at Trend Up.
Yep, we're
right?
the only
So
store to carry it.
We'll tag him and we'll make sure that everyone knows where you can get his merch.
And then hopefully he does a pop-up shop here once a month. I'm trying to get him to do that. It's
Oh, that
a
would be
pop-up and open mic.
Oh,
We did one last week, and it was great.
Wow.
We had the microphone there for a while. We're trying to get people to do it. Once someone started it,
Yeah.
then it was like, okay, now it's like go time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, because a lot of the artists in the city, I wouldn't even say rappers, because any artist, singer, rapper, people who sing R&B, whatever, they're very trendy a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm a rapper myself, but I'm not very, I like dressing nice, but I'm not into like the trends as much. I would like to be like, if we get to a point where we're making more money and stuff, and we can afford to come to you and have us help us design our style and stuff, that would be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
we really would love to. I know we would love to be fashionable.
Yeah,
I'd help. Yeah,
It's
definitely.
Just, it's just a little tough. I'll spend $15-20 on a shirt. You know
what
so,
I tell people?
Yeah.
I tell people like, listen, I had the Yeezy style before it was easy. Like,
Oh, yeah?
I had like, cause I wore stuff like that to to job sites. I did construction for like 20 years.
Ah.
So, you see like those like half bleached rip like hoodies, like, oh, I got one just like that.
See, a trendsetter.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't even know, but I was ahead of the trend. I was setting them.
Yeah.
See?
No.
You got style. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
for
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
So your business is actually in a very interesting spot in the city.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is kind of like right in the center of like what's happening in the city. Like this is the epicenter. Like,
Yep.
You
I love
walk
over here.
you walk like 5-10 blocks any direction here, you're gonna like run into something cool, and like it's all especially during the summer.
Yep.
Weekend nights.
Festival time.
It
Mhm.
gets
Weekend
popping over here,
nights.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, do you have any like interesting stories or like stuff that like it's gone down in the neighborhood that you
Oh,
witnessed?
there's
or,
so
like-
many.
Yeah,
Yeah, anything that comes to your mind though, like
yeah.
Oh.
anything- yeah.
I would say, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago? I checked a camera. I check my outside camera every morning.
Okay.
It's a habit.
Yeah.
See what's going on overnight. And
Yeah, I would definitely do that here.
it was summertime. And I just happened to see this guy walking by, but he didn't have anything on. No shoes, nothing. Just strolling down Allen at midnight, nothing on.
nothing at
So
all.
he's known as the naked guy of Allen Street.
Wait, he walks around here often?
No, just that one time.
Oh, just
but
that
we
one
shared
time?
the video.
Oh my god.
And then a day or two later, I saw a video that went viral on social media. The same guy, but walking by Savoy. So he must have started on Elmwood, strolled down here, and came over here. I was like, hey, that's the same guy, same night.
Yeah.
And nobody
Just-
knows who this guy is, actually.
No, never see him again. And he wasn't bothering anybody. He was just strolling.
Just butt naked.
Strolling.
I
Just
never heard of
random
that.
night.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that was about 3 or 4 years ago. I still have the video too.
I was gonna say, obviously,
Yeah.
you have a censored version of the video
yeah.
because that would be super cool.
You just
to
see the
put-
backside. You don't see the front, so
Oh,
it's safe.
good. Okay,
Yeah, it's
I was
safe.
gonna say because we definitely
We'll
should
show
post
you
that.
right
Yes.
here,
Yes.
minus the inappropriate images.
you gotta find who this
part of
guy
the image.
is.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta
Honestly.
find him.
Honestly, man, we would like to interview you, brother.
Yes.
We want to know what your plan
Who is this
was that
mystery
night.
person?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't know if he was having a great night or a really bad night.
I don't know.
You know?
Well, that's the
It was
thing.
really
is
hot
like,
that night.
yeah.
You don't know if that's
You
the
never
thing.
know.
Is like you don't know if he's like crazy and he just got out of a freaking the hospital.
You don't know.
Or if he just like was just getting it in with somebody's wife, and then they
Someone
came
took his
home, and
clothes.
next thing
Yeah.
you know, he's stuck with all
He
his
could be a
clothes.
completely normal guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
That's what
maybe
I'm
he got
saying.
robbed butt
That's what I'm
naked and he's
saying.
just like, well, I gotta make it home.
Yeah.
You know? You really don't know what could be.
You
That's-
don't.
You
don't.
you almost hope it wasn't someone crazy.
This
Yeah.
is
It would
why.
be funny if it was like a normal guy and he just got robbed naked.
This is why I
Yep.
try not to
You
judge
know?
people, because you really never know. You don't know.
No,
until
you don't
ask,
know. No.
You know?
I just think of him as a cool guy just strolling down the street. It was hot. That's all.
Listen, he
Nothing
could be.
wrong.
Yeah,
He
you
was
know.
comfortable with his
Yeah.
own in his own skin, obviously.
Mhm.
Man, I could never. I couldn't even
Shy.
imagine. Like, dude, just leave me with my boxers if you're gonna rob me at
Something.
least. You know?
I
Damn.
normally I wouldn't, but if I'm very drunk, I would 100% walk down the street butt naked.
Butt naked.
I've done it before.
No, you
Actually,
haven't.
Probably if I was
s-
dared.
Show us the
Why?
video.
Swear on my life.
Why?
Swear on my life.
It didn't look like him, right?
Give me a Bible. Give me a Bible.
He wasn't always bald. And
Give
he
me-
didn't always
yeah.
have a beard.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Believe
I don't
it-
think it's the same guy. No.
No. Yeah, back in the day, I had long hair, no beard, and walking down the street butt naked.
Oh, wow.
That's actually a funny story. That's how I lost my virginity.
What?
It is, yeah.
Why have I never heard of this before?
I
Right
told,
now.
I know
You're
I
just
told
holding
you
out
this.
on me waiting for episodes.
I
to
know
tell
I
us.
told you this story before.
Butt naked on the
Wait.
street.
I might not have told you that part of it.
That's
but-
like the main part.
Were you naked before or after?
So I was naked before.
Oh.
I was naked before, and then this girl, like, she came and she got me like a blanket, and she's like, "Here you go, here, come with me. You're probably cold." And then next thing I know, she's like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah."
Wow.
How did
So-
you end up naked, dude? We
Yeah,
don't-
we didn't get that
because-
part yet.
like,
Yeah.
because-
crazy. That is crazy.
I ended up. I'll tell you exactly how it happened.
That is crazy.
I was drinking, making dumb decisions, and I was drinking heavily. So I was already drunk at that point. And somebody said something stupid to me. "Oh, I bet you won't do this. I bet you won't do that." I'm like, "Okay."
And he did.
Okay. Yeah, I was stripped butt down naked. Literally, I didn't even have socks on. And I ran up and down this street.
Alan?
And went this way.
Wait, what street?
It was.
Yeah,
Was it
I
here?
don't know. I think we're connecting some dots here, brother.
I'll tell you, it was Randolph Street in Cheektowaga.
Oh.
You get arrested, dude, for
Yeah,
doing that.
that's
I
a shame.
ran.
No one
I
called on
ran
you.
from the middle of the street to Walden, and then back to Dote, and then back to my buddy's house.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
And then then like 20 minutes later, I'm losing my virginity.
Damn.
So it was a good night for
Yeah.
you.
That's a successful.
Yeah,
Good
it
for
was.
you,
It was
man.
definitely
Wow.
an interesting night for sure.
Damn. I can't
different.
believe that.
And
shit.
then
Yeah, I told you about the time I lost my virginity. I just missed the part where I was butt naked.
naked, yeah.
Yeah,
Listen-
on Walden.
listen,
How it all
that's-
started.
That's not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
the funniest part is my buddy ended up dating that girl like 2 days later.
Wow.
She
It
must
was-
have been an
Who is this?
amazing
It
girl.
was yeah.
Who is this girl?
We need to interview her. We need to
think
interview her.
We're
Yeah.
gonna leave her name out of here just for anonymity reasons. I don't want to
Safety,
put
yep.
her on blast. You
I
know?
mean,
No.
we might have to have a follow-up episode with her.
Yes. There's more
What,
to this
like, what
story.
made you? What made you so horny about him running down Walden naked?
Hey, sometimes you just gotta swing it.
I guess so. I don't think that would work out for most people, but you
No.
never know. I guess you were
No.
lucky that night.
Hey, I guess so.
That's
I'm just
awesome.
lucky it wasn't that cold.
Yeah.
Must have been a warm day.
Yeah, right.
Must have.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's
geez.
crazy. So
yeah.
any other crazy stories that you can think of that you've seen firsthand, just being?
Oh, like random fights, people arguing.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
funny
probably
story.
kind of normal. Oh,
Funny story too. My friend does tarot card readings.
okay.
Yep. Shout out to Incense. Reach out to. She does good tarot card readings. Very on point.
Okay.
But it was our first summer doing this. It was like a first Friday. We had a table set up outside. It was a nice day. And this couple came up and did a reading and found out that the person she's reading, her partner is cheating on her. And it's all coming out in the cards. And then the partner gets all mad, starts screaming at my friend about this reading. And my friend's trying to tell her, like, I'm just reading you what the cards say. I don't know you. I don't know her. I don't know you.
Right. Yeah.
Next thing you know is like a big, huge argument, and they're now both of them get up. The person getting red says, "Thank you for it. I kind of knew that, but thank you."
Wow.
Person that's being cheated or cheating,
Right.
being all offensive
Was-
now,
yeah.
arguing, and they're both walking down the street screaming at each other.
My God.
That's just one time,
Wow.
and yeah, that's just like another incident.
Oh, that's incredible.
Then I've
That's
had
good marketing for her.
I know.
That's amazing.
That's how good it
Shout
was.
out. What is
Yeah, right.
Hold on. What's,
her name
what's
is
her name?
Incense.
Incense.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. She's
Trying to
also a
remember
singer,
all
too.
these names so we can.
Also a singer.
It'd be nice to tag everyone and
Yep.
because that's pretty awesome.
Oh,
I'm
we
not
also
gonna
have a
lie.
theme song. She's one of the singers in our theme song.
for Trend Up.
Yeah, we have a Trend Up theme song.
You
Really?
have to send me all.
Yes,
this.
definitely.
yeah.
I
Send
think
me,
we're the
send me everything when you get time. Send me. I want your logo, the theme song. I
Mhm.
want the video of the naked guy. I want the
You got it.
information on incense.
Yes.
because that's really obviously, guys, it works.
Yep. Yep.
Come on. I mean, she figured out that somebody was cheating
From the
right in front of
cards,
her,
the
never met
cards.
them before, and
Yep.
and literally it happened firsthand, and you witnessed it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's
I don't know if they're still
that's
together or
awesome.
not, but
So even if you don't believe in it, man, obviously that she's gonna be the best of the best. So
Yep.
you got to give it a shot.
Yep.
Like I would give it a shot.
I
Oh,
would
totally.
I would do it just to see what she would say.
Yeah,
honestly.
because you
Yeah.
never know.
Yep. That's the
She
best.
tells you something about you, and you're like, wait a minute, how did
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. That's how
Yeah.
you know it's on point. Especially don't tell her anything, no details.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Things are coming out. That's how I do it. You can have questions or let the spirits tell you. I always let the spirits tell me, like,
Yeah.
what am I doing?
We should get in touch with her, man. I
Yeah,
wonder if
yeah.
she'd be willing to do a live reading or something.
I think she would.
Because we're thinking about doing more live social media stuff
Yeah.
on the side, not just full episodes. But maybe we could. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I think she would. She does singing too and jewelry.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Now
Oh,
she's doing
cool.
going to school for facials and stuff.
Nice.
So a very talented person.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you send me her info just because we'll tag her in the video and everything.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
that
definitely.
story alone, I mean, come on, guys.
It was
You gotta
it
give
was good.
Incense a try. Seriously. Because I'm thinking about it.
Mm.
You know?
was
Just to
good.
see. I want to get in touch with my grandmother. That'd be cool. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's possible though. I don't know
Yeah,
if
it
that's
might.
how do you get readings like that from those?
You
sometimes,
could,
right?
if you ask. Yeah.
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 Okay. Oh,
Kind of
God.
reminds me of
I'll
my.
just start bawling my eyes out right in front of her. Like,
Yeah.
damn, maybe I shouldn't have done this.
It's
My-
happened. I've seen people get teary eyed.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
believe
like,
it.
Yep.
Especially
My-
if she says something that hits home, I'm gonna just lose it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Something similar actually happened to my aunts recently. They both went to Lilydale. I don't know if you ever heard
Oh, I've
of
been
it.
there. Yep.
So it's like it's right around here. It's in the general Buffalo area. You might have to travel a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
there's like a town that is like filled with mediums and people that read tarot cards and that sort of thing.
Yep.
I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I just remember both my aunts going there and like, they were telling me stories that like, I suppose they were talking to my grandmother and, my grandfather who like, my grandfather died super young. So
Mm.
pretty much nobody in the family really knew him anyway. So I don't know. I always think, all that stuff's kind of interesting. You never know what you're going to hear,
Yeah.
Be interesting just to see kind of what they would say,
I went there once when I was younger, and we went to go see the past life regression psychic.
Okay.
So she doesn't know who we were.
I don't
and-
know. Is that?
It's
I'm
where
not
they-
really sure what that is.
Oh, what the well, if you believe in past lives,
Okay.
the person would tell you like what happened in your past life or who you might have been.
Okay.
So with my mom, sister, and I, we went, and it was kind of funny. The psychic said that my sister was like my mom's mom in a past life and was more of a nun in another life. I'm like, that makes so much sense. And then apparently, my mom might have, or no, she said that I don't like anything tight around my neck because I got choked in a past life, like Wild West.
What?
And I was like, that's why I don't like anything country. I don't like any of that. And I never liked turtlenecks. Like, how would she know? And when I was a kid, I used to tell my mom, like, don't like turtlenecks. Don't like anything choking me, nothing
Yeah.
in that area. So
Wow. Yeah.
that makes sense.
Wow.
And then she saw a lot of tall buildings. And I think I just came back like a vacation from New York. So she saw a lot of tall buildings around me and stuff. I'm like, I also live in New York.
Nice.
So yeah, very on point.
Yeah, it's
Don't remember
hard
who
to,
she was.
it's hard to just be able to tell those type of things about people.
Yeah, from total strangers.
It's stuff that people literally, close people to you don't even know about.
Yep.
Maybe,
Yeah.
you might have close friends that they don't know that you don't like tight stuff around your neck.
No.
It's not something you just talk about.
No, I
unless
never
you're-
do. Never
you
do.
know, so no, that stuff's interesting, man. I'm always open to it. Sometimes I feel like some people abuse it a little. I think some people pretend, but those real people, like your friend Incense,
Yep.
I think it would be really cool to get in touch with her because obviously she's the real deal,
Yep.
Because there are people who kind of, what I'm talking about.
Do it for the
there's
money.
There's
Yeah.
phony stuff. I mean, there's TV shows that you don't even know if some of these people are real.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
it's easy to stage something and trick us into believing it, but
Yep.
a real person like that who's like authentic like that, that's really interesting. to
Have
me.
you ever
Yep.
heard of the Sean Ryan show on YouTube?
Sounds
I
familiar.
think I have, yeah.
It's shout out to the Sean Ryan show. It's ex like Navy SEAL. He runs like a podcast, and he had I'm not sure what the term is, clairvoyant or something like that.
No, that's right. Yeah.
That worked for the CIA,
Mm.
which I don't know if you know, but the CIA had clairvoyants working for them.
Wow.
And it was weird because he asked her about certain things and she kind of clammed up. She's like, I don't want to talk about that.
Mm.
Probably shouldn't.
So
You know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
it's interesting, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of all that stuff, we had a paranormal team here in Buffalo
Oh yeah. Good.
come to the
Yep.
store. Shout out to Buffalo Paranormal. Yeah, they were here back in November
Okay.
because a mutual friend knows them, and I was telling them what was going on here. We talked about ghosts. I don't remember how that conversation came up, but I was telling them situations that happened here, like strange noises and things falling off the shelves at
Yeah.
random. And then the team came and they had the same equipment that you would see on like Ghost Hunters, those TV shows with the voice
Okay.
box and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as they turned them on, it was just like bam, nonstop.
That's crazy.
Well, this is
Yep.
this is an old
is really
building,
cool.
isn't it? How
Yeah.
old?
Oh, all of Allentown's old.
yeah.
This building
yeah.
definitely about 100 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, like
And-
1920s.
Oh, definitely.
Nice.
I think someone said it was built in the early 20s, 1922.
that's so
Wow.
cool.
And it's been so many stores. Like I went to the library downtown and looked up like what businesses were here. It's been so many from hair salons, retail stores,
Oh,
antique
yeah.
shops over the years.
I believe it. Yeah.
And before it was this, it used to be a house here too.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So who knows how old this land is?
Wow.
But the
Wow,
spirits
yeah.
were talking about a school, dairy, milk kept coming up. So we're thinking maybe it was part of the farm that used to be down here at one point. And then some of them were saying they worked here at one point. An employee, one said he's 2 doors over. So I guess it was like a little party here that night. Lots of voices came up.
That's so
Wow.
cool.
And then remember, we have security cameras. So I was looking at the security cameras after I went home and getting more voices that we didn't hear on live feed. It was so creepy.
What?
Yep.
That'd
So
be,
I
that'd
can't
be cool
wait.
if we saw like we go back and there's
Yeah.
like your curtains like moved over
Oh,
or
probably.
something.
I'm surprised nothing's happened yet.
That would be super
Usually.
cool if we catch something on camera.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, we want to go viral, but we love the authentic. part of
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
if something cool happens, like there's like a shoe's moving or something we don't notice. There's something
Usually
that
there's
would
a
be
door
cool.
creaking or something in the back.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
usually where they hang out.
Nice.
It's fun when something
They're
happens.
probably
and I'm like, go
hiding.
out there, go see what it is.
Yeah, right. They're probably hiding right now because they know it's being recorded. It's
Yep.
not. We don't have the paranormal gear,
No,
So,
no.
so it's
Yep.
Spirits aren't dumb, man. They
No,
know what's
they know.
going on.
They know.
For sure.
They know exactly what's going on.
It's all
They're
at
like,
random
they're
when they
just
feel
talking
like it.
about the store,
Yeah, I know. I love it when I had the music going, they turn it off on me, and the TV goes off sometimes. Like, what? Why? Don't annoy. And they told me to talk to them now, so I
Yeah.
do.
Really?
Oh, because
No one's here, but I talk to them.
You gotta have a good you gotta have a good relationship because they feed off negative energy. So if
Yep.
you're gonna be scared all the time, that's probably how they react. But if it's
Yep.
more like you're accepting of them being here, you
I
probably
do.
won't have any issues.
And they've been scared. No, they're
Yeah.
very like they're just here hanging out.
Yeah, there's nothing
Never
you can
felt
do.
scared.
I believe in all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So, but is there anything else that you want to let us know? I think we're I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to talk about, or if you have any events coming up that you want to promote.
What do I have coming up? We always do First Friday, whether it has someone doing a pop up or not. I'm always looking for someone to do a pop up here.
Okay.
Either a clothing designer, an artist,
Okay.
anything fun that you want to do here, let me know.
Every Friday, yeah. If you
Every
want
first Friday.
to, if you're an artist or a
Yeah.
designer or anything, if you want to put up a pop up, obviously he's willing to have you here. So
Yeah. Any
that's
First
awesome.
Friday,
Reach
Saturday, even anything.
yeah, that's
Little
awesome.
mic.
All right.
Yeah.
Open mics would be really cool. That would be a really good event to do something.
Or karaoke. Someone talked about karaoke last time. Like, I'm down for that.
That would be cool.
I
Yeah.
can't sing, but I'll watch
Yeah.
everybody else do it.
Yeah. I'm literally, can I tell you something? I literally am like my buddy, like our buddy Justin. I'll do karaoke, but I'm just singing tequila. You know what I'm talking
Tequila.
about? That song.
It's easy.
Oh yeah, it's the perfect song when you're sitting there drinking.
I know.
It's like you only gotta remember one word. So
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool,
flustered.
man. That's really cool. Well, maybe we'll do something here with you, man. I think we could bring some people in if we ever did
Let's
an
do it.
event
Sure.
with you or something. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get somebody maybe that might be interested, and we'll get in touch with some people for you.
I
or
know
something.
for
sure
We're
we
all
can
about
find-
spreading the business.
I know
Yeah.
for sure we can find at least a couple of people that'd be interested in doing that.
Mhm.
For
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. Let them know.
Cool, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And then
Was there
also-
anything else? Yeah.
Also, check us out. We got a website, trendupstore.com. We're on
right.
social media, all Trend Up Store. We get new stuff all the time.
Okay. What's your address for the store here?
Oh, 95 Allen
95
in
Allen.
Buffalo, right near Delaware Ave.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right. That's
yeah, I
awesome.
think that's about it.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, man. Yeah. If there's anything else that you have, I mean,
No, I think that's it.
I think we had a great interview with
That
you.
was
Yeah,
fun.
That was really a
fantastic.
good time. We learned a lot of stuff about you, talking about 9/11 and stuff like that. I thought that was really interesting.
Mhm.
everything, the paranormal stuff, the
Yep.
card readings and stuff with incense. And, you know, it was really nice having you on the episode and you letting us do it at the store.
Oh,
too.
yeah, thanks for coming.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Likewise.
definitely. Thank you for
Likewise.
having us.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, this is the Buffalo Experience podcast. I'm rolling with Big Dave.
I'm Moteeks.
And I'm Gio.
All right.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace.